onda, mi gente? Welcome back. I am Jay Franco, and I know it's been a while, but this week's Innovative Insight gives you 5 YouTube tips to get you started. Welcome back, mi gente, and as I was telling you guys, it's been quite a bit of a long time, but today's Innovative Insight is giving you 5 tips to get you started on YouTube. I've been getting lots of questions. Jay, how do I get started? How did you get started? And how do you do it? Because you have a full-time job and you run a full-time marketing agency and then you still have time to do YouTube. Well, you know, one of my tips is definitely batching. But I'm gonna give you 5 tips to bring you success on YouTube. I know that a lot of people are asking, well, it's probably too late for me. I'll never get discovered. I'll never get started on YouTube because there's just so many people on there now and it's overly saturated. How do I even get people to see me, look at me, even just subscribe to my channel? Well, it's pretty simple, and this is how you kind of differentiate yourself from the masses. And one of the reasons why is because long gone are the days of everyday vlogging where you just, start a YouTube channel and you start vlogging just to vlog and you have someone follow you, or you take your own video shots of you following yourself all around town and just a day in a life. Yes, I know that sometimes a day in a life may seem like it's kind of interesting for some, but right now, YouTube really is the source of media and information to get everything that you need right now. So you want to start a YouTube video, but you're so afraid of whether it's going to be successful or not. Well, the first tip that I recommend is to definitely stay on top of trends. And by this I mean that you've got to be on top of what's going on next. Be the first one to put out a video regarding whatever trend is trending right now. For instance, a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on Pinterest communities. I think I was with one of the very few people that knew about this brand new feature, in the social media atmosphere, this whole marketing industry that I'm in. There was this awesome feature that just got, beta tested by Pinterest. And immediately I went out and I did a video right on Pinterest communities. And I'm currently ranking the #1 video within that topic. So if you search Pinterest communities, I'm the first video that gets suggested to you. So always be on top of your trends. Be the first to talk about any changes in your space, any changes in your industry. Look, observe, take notes, listen to those trend savvy accounts on YouTube and see what you can jump on the bandwagon with. Look at all those other accounts and see what they're talking about. And if they're the only ones talking about this brand new trend, why don't you do a video on exactly that trend and you put your own spin on it? And in tip number 2, that's exactly where I'm going with it. Be different. Put your own spin on whatever it is that you're talking about. If you want to grow your YouTube and stand out right now, make sure that you grow your influence by being different. Yes, completely different. And I know that a lot of the information is pretty much the same, but the way you look at things is completely different than anyone else. So why not really share how you have a view on this industry? That's what will set you apart and set you as different. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just be you. You are already you, so don't reinvent yourself. Take inspiration from others. You don't have to sound like everyone else out there, but you do have to be you. So it's okay to kind of, talk about the same stuff because, when you're talking about, let's say, for instance, I have a client and they're in the lash industry. There's only so much information you can talk about lashes. Yep, lashes. And lash training. And slinging lashes all day, every day. #LashBoss. Yep. Because there's only so much information, but what we can do is really set them apart by showing how different they are, showing what they are, their personality, who they are, and, for the case of my channel, aquí con ustedes mi gente, yo soy la chica sazonada, super latina, que les incluye todo el merca y estrategias para tú negocio y para que tú seas exitoso en todo lo que tú hagas en mercadología. Yeah, exactly. There you go. See? Different. I got you there. So, here's the next tip. Change your thumbnails. Yes, change your thumbnails over and over and over again. Have a different shot, a different picture, a different everything on your thumbnails. And the reason why is because if you have, let's say, 100 videos that you've already put out, and it's the same picture on every single video, except the only thing that changed is the wording or your text on each one of your thumbnails, well, if I'm scrolling through, I'm not gonna be able to tell the difference between the last video thumbnail versus this video thumbnail because you pretty much didn't do anything to differentiate yourself. Remember I said about being different? That falls into the whole being different part. So please change your thumbnails. Because if I have a new video that's coming out, I want a new picture on there. Why? So that people can go and click and say, oh, I haven't seen that. Let me go ahead and start watching that right now. All right, so I'm always talking about being different, you know, staying on top of your trends. And the next one's also in line within the whole change your thumbnails. Yes, change your thumbnails. Tip number 4 is stay consistent with your aesthetic. In the next couple of videos that I'll be showing you guys, that I'll be scheduling up for you guys, I will be talking all about branding, what it's not, and you know, creating this aesthetic online, on social media, on your website, on everything that you do. Stamp your essence, stamp your brand, your personality, you know, keep that same aesthetic all the time. Keep it on your YouTube thumbnails. Have the same aesthetic. For instance, like for me, we're filming in my office, which you guys will pretty much get to see all the time. And in a couple of weeks, or hopefully by the end of the month, I'll be moving offices and you'll have a new aesthetic, but it will still be within my brand constructs. It will look and feel just like the old office, except for just kind of a little bit new and improved. It's the same thing as your aesthetic on YouTube. Brand all your videos. Have the same logo appear. Have the same introduction. Use the same verbiage when you say hello to others. This will help you continue to gain traction and make you successful on YouTube. You know, what you want to do on YouTube is you want to go in there and you want to start creating this aesthetic where people already expect you to be a certain way all the time. They start to get to know you, and if they watch one video and then maybe 10 months down the line they happen to watch another one of your videos, they're like, oh, I know who that is. I remember I watched one of their videos earlier this year, and that will actually help to create some traction, some attraction, not just traction, but attraction to your channel. People will start to recognize you, recognize your presence and your aesthetic. So continue to keep it clean. So when you're also changing your thumbnails, keep consistent with your branding because it needs to be very recognizable. All right, last but not least, it's tip number 5. And in this one, we get down to the nitty-gritty. It is niche it. You've got to niche it. If you want to be successful on YouTube, you've got to really niche down. Remember when I said earlier in the video that, you know, long gone are those days of vlogging every day, and that you create a video or you create a YouTube channel and you start vlogging, you know, your daily life. That's just not gonna happen anymore. Why? Because, you know, your life may be interesting, but it may not be interesting for other people. It's probably just interesting to you. So niche down, get in there. You know, if you're a skater, if you are into parkour, for instance, my son, he is super into parkour, and I keep telling him, I was like, hey, film yourself on your process of becoming this great parkourist, or whatever that term is. I'm not really sure how you say that, but I keep telling him and encouraging him that he really needs to niche down and really start, you know, working on that. And I told him, I was like, well, if you do a lot of calisthenics for your parkour and to help develop your growth and stuff like that, and to really get into that space, film that. Because I'm sure there's other people like you that want to know exactly how to get started in parkour, or, you know, track your journey and see where you've gone. And also there's other industry leaders that will get to see your journey and even shout you out. You know, you want to become part of this tribe of people that are into the same thing. So remember to niche down. For instance, mine is social media. It's tips and tricks on entrepreneurship and business basics, and it's primarily geared to women. It's primarily geared to bloggers and the beauty industry and other clients within this little realm that I attract and this realm that I work within. So I'm not going to go into this whole thing of like, I did have an AR and VR client before, but it's not necessarily my field of interest. So I'm not going to really talk about AR and VR very much because it's not where I want to live in. It's not the space that I want to live in. So it's kind of like Austin, Texas. They're weird, right? They're just peculiar, and they have their own sense of style and their own sense of community and their own sense of well-being and this whole thing around Austin, Texas. Well, that's exactly how you need to be. You need to be the Austin, Texas in YouTube. That's exactly what you gotta be. All right, mi gente, so are you ready to get started on YouTube? Hopefully this 5 tips will really help you on your success and on your journey to get you started on YouTube. Please let me know below in the comments if you just started on your journey, or if you're still kind of, feeling out, or, let me know what your fears are. Are you afraid of starting a YouTube channel, and why is it? Because I can tell you right now that, you know what? Let's go ahead and get this started. The next video is going to be about my fears about YouTube. So make sure you stay watching for the next week's video. It's all about the fear of being on YouTube and how I overcame that. But for this video, I want you to go in the comments right now and I want you to tell me about whether you're starting a YouTube channel or not, and if you find these 5 tips to success for YouTube helpful for you. So like always, mi gente, make sure to subscribe and like this video. Make sure you share it with others. Share it with someone who has been telling you that they want to do a YouTube video, but they either don't know, they're too afraid, or they really think that the market's so saturated that they can't even get any traction on YouTube. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, no es cierto. Dejen de joder. Get started on YouTube, because the longer that you wait, the further behind you'll be. Think of where you'll be by this time next year. And I think I sound like my pastor right now, because he's been saying that for the last couple of weeks. By this time next year, something big is gonna happen for you. So get started on YouTube. Again, subscribe and like this video. Share it with someone who really needs it. Nos vemos la próxima semana. Y no me digas que esta madre no trabajó. ¡Ay, sí trabajó! ¡Qué bueno!